You remember what I said about last week's episode being my favorite? I think it's okay if I change my mind.
Crew of 40. 4 survivors. 1 distress call.
That means there's 36 corpses walking about this station. Who are you?
I'm the doctor. I will save all your lives, and when I do, you'll be wondering who I was.
Doctor Who on BBC One.
Hi guys, Joshua Lowy here with another episode of my thoughts on Doctor Who Series 10, Episode 5, Oxygen. Another simple title episode. Once again, gonna be full of spoilers, but if you want to know my non-spoiler thoughts, I thought this episode was great. I think this one is one of my favorite episodes. It's full of suspense, it's full of horror, I suppose. Definitely suspense. Sorry. Let's go right into the spoilers, shall we? Yeah, I always have to have this in all the videos because then you know it's Doctor Who. So basically, the episode starts out with some astronauts in space, and okay, those two are gonna die. If I know my Doctor Who logic, the first few minutes of the episode shows people that we don't know anything about, so they're probably gonna die. And we have the Doctor saying space, the final frontier, which is obviously a reference to Star Wars. I mean, honestly. Of course not, it's Star Trek. I always knew he was a Trekkie. And a warhead. Is that a name for the Star Wars people? Warheads? Or no, that's a candy, ain't it? Anyway, that's besides the point. They get killed by basically space zombies. Okay, they're not space zombies, but the way that they kill you is basically by touching you, and you're dead, and you become one of them. So therefore, they are space zombies. The only thing is, they don't eat flesh. They just have to touch you. It's basically the touch of death, and you're dead. And the Doctor is making a lecture in school, or the university, about space, because, he's basically grounded by Nardelle. But of course, they go on off into another space adventure with a nice little joke about the fluid link, which I believe they've changed a little bit, because the fluid link is important how the TARDIS should go. But now, seeing that it's the future past the first Doctor, the fluid, I'm guessing that TARDIS can drive without the fluid link now. Maybe it's the Eye of Harmony that's helping out. Who knows? That's still in the TARDIS, right? I'm gonna say yeah. I could be wrong. They go onto the space station and they meet the space zombies, which is just what I'm going to be calling them. And this is the episode where we finally get Doctor, Bill, and Nardelle in another adventure together. Because it's the second time Nardelle's gone on an adventure with them. The first time was in the first episode. We did see him a couple of times in the previous 4 episodes. But after episode 1, he was kind of just there for a couple of minutes and then went away, which would please some people, but I find Nardelle kind of humorous. I'm a weird guy like that. This is the episode where I really, really started to like Bill even more, and I wouldn't say she's my favourite companion, but goddamn, she goes through hell in this episode. And I know the companions in Doctor Who go through hell, some are tortured, some are killed, some are abandoned, but this chick, my god, this stuff that happens in her episode. Okay, first of all, she is exposed to the vacuum of space and she almost suffocates and dies. Then later, and I'm jumping all over the place, but just for the comment, Bill dies later on. It was presumed dead, but luckily is saved by the Doctor. But you know what, we'll get to that in a minute. I know I'm jumping around all over the place, but I'm just saying how much I'm really starting to like Bill, and I only hope she gets better from here, and I hope it starts like, you were up, and then you tumbled all the way down in the next episode. Yeah, the Doctor was pretty cool in this episode. I think this is like, I wouldn't say this is Capaldi's most fuck yeah moment, but it's certainly one of his heroic moments in his run as Doctor. I know he's done other heroic things, but well, maybe in this season of Doctor Who, this is his most heroic thing he's done thus far. Putting others before himself, which is what the Doctor should be. You know, because never cruel nor cowardly, never give up, never give in. I did get that right, yeah? I got that right, I think. They basically meet survivors on the space station, and they're running from the space zombies. They get killed off here and there. I forget their names, but there was one person that I despised throughout half this episode. But at the end, I kind of warmed up to them. Because, you know, but the majority of the episode, it's like, oh my god, can you stop bitching and whining? Can you just get off his back? The Doctor is trying to do his thing. But hey, you gotta have that character where it's like, oh, I don't like you. The other people, Ken and Fodder again. I do like the characters though. It's just that, especially the blue one, or Dahan, as he was called, or Darach, or whatever he was called, to begin with Day. I really thought he would be like a really cool character. He's just average. He's an average character. He's killed off later on in the episode. I think this just has the... It's weird, it has the lowest body count, but it has the highest body count as well, and you don't even see half those people get killed. When the episode starts, it's like, okay, half those people are dead. And you didn't get to see it, but they were killed by these suits. The suits are the one that killed them. And I'm starting to think my theory is right in how we think, okay, the monster we see in these episodes are not the main villains. It's actually the human element. And the human element is basically a corporation. At least I'm thinking they're actual humans and they're not cybernetic beings who take profit and just want to gain profit over oxygen, which is basically what they do. So they just gain profit over oxygen and just kill them. And it's just the suits following their orders. They were programmed to do that. They didn't malfunction. It's basically the robots in Smile. They were programmed to give... For one thing, they misunderstood one thing. They didn't necessarily malfunction. They just followed their programming to what they thought was a natural conclusion. The suits in this episode, well, kind of did the same thing. They were just following orders, more or less. They're not the villains here, even though they proceed to be. I'm wondering if that's going to be a pattern in the next episode, because the next episode... Well, yeah, we'll get to that later. But I'm very surprised if they break the pattern after that. We'll break the... Yeah. They go throughout the station. As I said, Bill gets fucked over a few times in this episode. I'm like, oh, poor chick. Poor chick. And I thought Clara had it bad. Poor Clara. But no, Bill... Ooh. A lot of jokes in this episode. I really do like the jokes. Half of them didn't land, especially from Nardell. Some of them did land for me, but most of them... That's kind of controversial, isn't it? Or hypocritical. I'm saying one thing and saying another. God, I'm sorry. I've been filming a lot of shit today. It's still the 14th. The Doctor and the others go and try and get to the core of the space station. Bill gets, a full face of vacuum of space, which makes us think, oh no, Bill's gonna die. And I turned to my brother and I was like, Bill's gonna die! In a very sarcastic voice, and like, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't bring in a new companion just to kill them off in the 5th episode. And that's true, you don't kill off a new companion in the 1st episode. You could have them leave, but you can't kill them off. That'd be a complete waste. They could stick around for a bit, then you can kill them off. It's a terrible thing to say, but you know what? That's the way the cookie crumbles. The Doctor gives Bill his helmet because her helmet wasn't working. That's why she was in a face full of vacuum of space. The Doctor guided Bill remotely through the vacuum of space because they have magnetized boots and all that. They just have to walk from one side to the other. But the Doctor was out there too long, and thus he goes blind. And I think that's a really unique thing. We've never seen the Doctor really go blind. We've seen him get like his hand chopped off. We've seen like a bunch of energy kind of kill him. We've seen him fall from a great height. We've seen him die of old age. We've seen him, etc., etc., etc. It's just a unique thing. Well, it's not really fatal. It is a damper thing because, the Doctor needs to see what he's doing, but actually he doesn't need to see what he's doing. He actually does pretty well about seeing what he's doing, actually, so really it's not much different. Otherwise, yeah, he's blind. Which I thought was really cool. They try and move on even further, but Bill's suit malfunctions, but it's been doing that for a lot. It's been doing that a lot throughout the episode. So, yeah, they'll have to know the Doctor has a plan, but involves leaving Bill behind, and thus she dies. She is touched by... Don't take that in a bad way. She is touched by the suit. Don't take that in a sexual way, you perverted little shit. And becomes one of them. She becomes a space zombie, which I don't think we could actually say that for the rest of the companions. I don't think they ever became zombies. Okay, they're not flesh-eating ones, as I said, but they're basically zombies. They're just infect another way. Then the Doctor comes up with an ingenious plan on how to stop the suits. Is basically more or less rigging their life to like the main core of the ship, and if they die, the whole station blows up with the suits on board. Bye bye oxygen, bye bye profit. So the suits give them their oxygen. The Doctor brings Bill back to life by, doing the wibbly wobbly timey wimey. I know it doesn't make sense, but it's Doctor Who. I mean, little things make sense. I mean, for God's sake, he had a cup of tea and in the Magician's Apprentice. And it came out of nowhere. But that's besides the point. So they save everybody. Well, they save 2 people, which I guess is like, well, it's an upside. I mean, well, no, really. In the last episode, you saved everybody. In this one, you only saved 2. Kind of a downgrade, but you know what? I would say good effort, Doctor. So the Doctor saves them, obviously, and then they go, as I said before, and they send them to basically to complain to them, to the corporation. And then by the end of the episode, now they'll, because now they're going through all the episodes saying, let's just get out of here, let's go back to the house, we have to protect the vault. We have to protect the fucking vault, Doctor. And at the end of the episode, Nardo gives him a piece of his mind. And at the end of it, we find out that, because the Doctor, when he gets back in the TARDIS, he does Who's-He What's-Its to his Eyes-He What's-Its, and he could see again. And then Nardo gives him his business, and he's like, look at me! Look at me! Then he says, the Doctor says, I can never look at anything again. I'm still blind. And then the episode ends. And holy shit, that was a... When that came up, when he said, I'm still blind, I was expecting to hear dun, 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 dun. Some EastEnders, if you don't know British soaps, for God's sake, that show just died. Whatever. Next episode, which comes out next week, and the episode title should be here, and it looks like they're going to another time and place to get the Doctor's sight back, I suppose, or they're going for another adventure, and the Doctor has not told Bill that he is blind still, and it looks like in this episode, in the next episode, Missy's coming in it. We're gonna be in it. Gonna be in it, that's what I meant to say, gonna be in it. I am super excited to see Missy return, because after series 9, she just up and disappeared at the end of The Magician's Apprentice. I am getting that correct, right? Anyway, she was presumed dead, even though we all knew she would come back. So yeah, it was a pretty good episode. Go check it out on BBC iPlayer and go see Doctor Who on Netflix and go, or just wait for it to come out on DVD. That comes out pretty soon, actually. Series 10 Part 1 comes out on the 29th, I believe, the 29th of May. So you can get the first 6 episodes, I believe. It will be 6, I don't know. Or possibly just 5. The first 5 episodes. No. It'll be first 6. Either way, you can get it on DVD or Blu-ray. Pick it up, watch those episodes, and yeah. Post a comment down below. Tell me what you thought about this episode. Are you looking forward to next episode? And what was your favourite moment from this episode? And what is your favourite episode thus far? Oh, man, can you say episodes 5 times fast? Episode. Okay, that was more than 3 times, but whatever. And if you want to know my thoughts on anything else, let me know down below as well. Leave a like, and of course, subscribe to me. I'm Joshua Laurie. Good day and good night. Take care. Doctor stays the night. They meet the landlord again. Which, you know my theory from last episode where I was like, the monsters this series are basically the misunderstood victims or something? I just heard a fucking kid scream, "Shut up, I'm recording the video!"